Sydney, say something.
Whoa.
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 Welcome
Whoa.
to the Boxcast. Wow. It's not as if we just did an intro that I just edited out. Totally not at all.
Wow.
Thank you. The name I go by is Boxstar, and this is who introduced yourself, person on the internet.
I'm Sydney.
Hello, Sydney. We're
I
here.
really like
I'm not
my
cut out for
friends.
this. I am not cut out for this, Sydney.
Oh.
I just realized how hard it is to do podcasts. How do people do this shit?
Do you want me to
No memes. No memes.
oh.
Don't say it. No. Bad.
Eh.
No. Come on.
Okay, I won't.
Let's talk like we're real people and not that we're fucking internet douchebags. We just
But that's
go
what
on
I am. Okay.
We're talking about Steven Universe because we're fucking trash people. And there was a new
Meeple. Treeple.
fucking shut up. And there was a new there's a new promo out. And we haven't talked about it yet. We're not gonna do like some fucking pseudo analysis
So,
about it.
see at this frame, there's a dot right there. You know what this means?
No.
Jasper's coming back!
There's a red arrow and a circle.
There's a
And that's how you
arrow and a circle.
that's how you
was a
know
very
something's
nice challenge.
that
Universe edition.
he has a knife. Steven, that was a thing for a while. It's fucking Steven's
What
knife.
happened to that?
People stopped giving a shit and started calling the show garbage instead. That's the new meme, is that Steven Universe is now a terrible show. That's the new meme.
Bye.
Steven Universe is a racist, homophobic, non-progressive trash show that nobody should watch. It's amazing what 3 episodes will do to an entire franchise. So what? The new promo. I really think there's much to say because we didn't really get much. We got it felt like it felt like a trailer for an action movie, like a teaser trailer for an action movie where it's just a lot of shit, but there's like no.
I have one question.
What?
Are you my dad?
Fuck you. No. Not at all. I know that people are speculating and talking. I don't really want to do that
Steven's
myself.
a dad. I can't believe this.
People are saying people like pull up this quote online. I saw posts about it floating around about when Steven originally contacted Peridot, there was a bunch of when he first contacted, I think it was Peridot while she was still on Homeworld, and he mentioned a bunch of humans that were on the planet. Like, she was just like, are there any other Stevens? And it's like, we're humans. There's my dad, there's Sadie, there's Lars, there's Onion, and he just listed all these people in Beach City. So people are speculating that it's like, oh, maybe it's my dad. Maybe they just they're looking for a person called my dad or something. I'm not entirely convinced of that. It's an interesting idea.
Oh, that is an interesting idea. I like the sound of that.
But we don't know for sure. It would be a good naive sort of thing.
Yeah.
We don't know because the Diamonds don't know what dads are. Like the Gems do because they've lived on Earth and been around Earth culture.
The crystal gems. Not all gems.
The crystal Germanities, crystal Germains have been around humans, but the Diamonds are off on an alien world where they dig their people out of the ground. So.
Yum yum.
So yeah, we don't quite know. There's 2 gem silhouettes revealed, and people are saying one of them's a guy, and I'm just like, right, okay.
There's a little butterfly thing.
Yeah, people are saying it's like a deformed lapis, and I'm just like, or it's just a different kind of lapis. Lapis risotto.
Lapis's long lost pet. She actually lost it in the ocean. Bye bye.
That's what I call it, lapis risotto. There you go.
Wait a minute.
So we know basically nothing except a bunch of people are gonna get kidnapped and Steven's gonna be a hero.
Bye bye, Onion.
My main problem with this is that Steven Universe is really falling to this habit of stop and go. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Of like literally nothing's happening to just everything's happening, and
it's getting kind of old.
Yeah, it's like we get a bomb and then we get like 5 or 6 episodes of just like, oh, Ronaldo feels like he doesn't belong. It's like
you Ronaldo.
And I know people are like, there's no such thing as filler episodes and all that, but it's like they were just so boring.
Yeah.
It makes sense that they're kicking it off because the whole Ruby probably went back to Homeworld and blabbed on him and was like, "Yo, motherfuckers, there's just shit going on and they fucked me up." And they're like, "Well, we'll have to deal with that." And it's like, okay, now we have to, like, I can't complain too much because I was complaining about like how boring the show is getting in private. I know I haven't said that on a public podcast, but that's not a new complaint, so
yeah,
I'm sure people have heard of it. But it's in a lull. And the show's done that before, but it's usually had something interesting going on.
Yeah.
In some way. Like the last lull we had was like Jasper fucking going around and taking gems and shit. And that was at least interesting because we got little nuggets of like, oh shit, what's Jasper up to? And then it built up to her getting corrupted, which was interesting, and the pink diamond drop, and like, oh, whoa, what?
Oh,
whoa.
yeah, it was
oh,
like, oh,
wow.
Shit, oh, shit,
whoa.
Man, oh, shit.
So it led up to something.
Yeah,
While this hasn't felt like it's really led up to anything. It's just kind of a bunch of little things.
Yeah, it's just like,
I've heard people...
It's not really doing anything at this point. Like, it may be doing something little for the plot, but it's not.
Yeah, but it's
not something like. Yeah. I don't know.
Articulate as always, Sydney. Articulate as always.
Yeah, I know. I'm really good with words. Thanks for noticing.
I'm gonna count how many times you say like and put it in the description.
Are you gonna have a little counter?
I'm gonna have one for me and one for you. All right. Let's see. What was I gonna say? People are saying that the thing that's going on is Steven learning to accept his fate, I guess is the thing, and it's like we've been doing that for 6 episodes. And it hasn't added to much. It's been like we had, what was it? Mindful Education? Was it Mindful Education that had the song with the Here Comes That Thought? Oh shit, what up?
Oh shit, what up?
I said we wouldn't do memes, and we're doing memes.
It's gonna happen some way or another. We can't avoid it.
I know. It's just we're on the internet.
I'm not looking it up.
It's Mindful Education. I know that. We had that. Pretty much, he had to accept what he had to do. That was like hinting at that he's struggling with it. And then I felt like Rose's room or whatever it was. Rose in the room. Rose in the
house.
It's Corey in the House spinoff with Rose. She throws a football and says something really deep and meaningful. And everybody laughs because it's funny joke. Ha ha.
Oh.
It was such a meaningful episode, and it made me cry. Oh. It was 15 minutes of fucking nothing happening, but everybody was like, oh, but it hit me right in the feels. It's like, fuck you. God.
Can we talk about how Pearl was like, Steven, are you sure you would? And then Steven's like, thumbs up, and walks into the thing.
Like a fucking Yu-Gi-Oh character?
Yeah.
The fucking image going around with Yugi going into the fucking Shadow Realm or whatever the fuck. Go look in the Shadow Realm, Steven. Don't fuck it up. God damn it. I swear to God, if it's just... The main issue I rose up is just like, if it's just Steven going to Homeworld and dealing with Homeworld, then here's a bunch of plot lines we haven't tied up yet. And we've just solved the main plot of, oh, the diamonds are being fuck faces and ruining everything.
Yeah.
And it's just, okay, well, I guess we can do the little plots now. That's not how you fucking write a story, but whatever, dude. Whatever, Rebecca Sugarman. You do what you have to do, I guess.
The Shugs.
The Sugarman. This is
The Thunderman.
Yeah. I don't know, man.
Yeah.
That's my main concern is that we have Lapis unresolved issues. We have even talking outside of shipping things, because we're both shipping trash, but that's a total personal taste thing. And that's like okay, if they don't resolve it, whatever the fuck, who cares? But there's huge things like Jasper. Are they going to address that before they head balls deep into, oh, it's the diamonds are invading? Are they going to take care of that? Or is that going to be like, oh, they dug up Jasper, and maybe Steven's going to spend an entire season in Homeworld and just shit's going to fall into his lap that he has to deal with? I guess that would be interesting, but I feel as if there's just... What other plot lines do we have? That I feel like there's so many things that have yet to be wrapped up, and yeah, I can only think of like 3 off the top of my head. But they're 3 big things.
Yeah.
Lion.
Hmm.
There's Lion. We still don't know what the fuck Lion's origins are. Or what Lion's all about. I think we've gotten kind of hinted at with the whole Rose has 7 lions thing from Buddy's book. That fucking episode.
Yeah. The lion there that was only seen for like one scene with a heart nose, like our lion has.
It's like, oh my god, but it doesn't explain how Lion became the lion. People are like, is it and became a fucking portal to another world.
Yeah.
Like, you gotta kind of address that or something. Maybe Steven will talk to his actual... Maybe there will be a thing where Steven goes into some weird coma where he talks to his actual mom and not projected mom. And you'll get some actual fucking answers. And that'll just be like a big episode. I wouldn't mind seeing that. That would be an interesting episode. I feel like something like that is eventually going to happen because only one person is going to have those answers, and it's Rose.
Yeah, I feel like... It's either I feel like a coma for Steven would be...
A coma for Steven. you saw story for Steven, now have coma for Steven.
Bye-bye.
That's just the dialogue.
It would be kind of like the gems retreating into their gem when they get poo.
Yeah, except for Steven, it would be like, what? But a coma would make sense.
Yeah, that's what...
Because that's like a human way of doing it, but then like a gem way is them going into... So that would be interesting. Oh, there's the fact that Amethyst arc hasn't been finished yet. I mean, people are like, oh, but Tiger Philanthropist. It's like, oh yeah, I wish I could get over my depression in one line. That'd be great. Whoa.
Whoa.
That's not to say... Whoa.
Whoa.
That's not to say... Stop. That's not to say that... Amethyst hasn't had a decent arc. She did. She had like 4 episodes dedicated to her. I don't like the people that say she was ignored because it's like, did you watch the show? There were like 3 or 4 episodes addressing, Amethyst's self-confidence.
Yeah.
And admittedly, it was like, oh, and then they focused on Steven and his issues, and it's like, well, yes, he's kind of the main character. And that's kind of what side characters do. They help prop up the main character with his own... They're like a reflection in some ways. Not always, but a lot of the time, especially in stories like this. But still, I feel like they dropped that a bit too early and made it so Amethyst is just like, yeah, I'm fine with it. When they could have very well used Peridot as a fucking bastion for figuring that out.
Yeah.
Like, say what you want about whatever ships or whatever. Peridot would have been an essential friend to help Amethyst kind of get her issues figured out. They had parallels that were perfect, just in a story building sense. Like, Gem from Homeworld that knows nothing about Earth, Gem from Earth that knows nothing about Homeworld.
Ooh.
Bam!
Spicy!
Bam! There you go.
That's some spicy shit.
And again, without even, like, getting into, like, oh... whatever,
Yeah,
You
yeah,
know,
yeah, yeah, yeah.
it's just storyboarding, and it felt like it was being perfectly set up, and then they just forgot about
And
it.
then they're just like, bye, bitch.
Okay, I guess we're not. It's a wacky barn hijinks. That was really hard to say for some reason. Whack,
Wacky long,
wacky inflatable arm, man. Um,
oh, wacky,
Stop. It's okay. You don't have to keep saying the word wacky. It's not funny.
whack me.
Um, don't. That's just abusive. Um, Sydney, no. Wrong. Don't do this. I'm just kind of thinking about like things regarding this show because that's the main complaint. I'm trying to think of any other. What's some other like plot lines that you can
Uh,
think of that haven't been addressed?
shoot.
So,
Uh,
I think it's mainly those, but they're just so substantial and
yeah.
they've had so much build up that it would just be odd to not address them. Like I have a feeling they're gonna address Jasper and they're gonna bring
Yeah,
her
of course
back.
they're going
Like
to address Jasper. That's just good storytelling.
yeah, storytelling 101. But then there's subtler things like Lapis. Like
Yeah.
and I would have liked gems and people to kind of have more of an interaction. Like crystal gems and the humans, I understand why they've had limited interaction and all. But
Yeah.
gems between gems, come on. Like there was so much opportunity for them to be like Peridot to interact. Like we had one episode of her interacting with Pearl, one episode of her kinda sorta interacting with Garnet, and one episode of her and a couple episodes with her and Amethyst. I think Too Far and
Too,
uh,
too far.
Too Short, Too Short to Ride were their
Yeah.
interactive
But
episodes.
Steven was there. He was just like,
I don't mind Stevens is there. The story is told from his perspective. He has to be
yeah,
there, but
yeah,
he's kind of a mediator in some regards. He's helpful. I sometimes I wish that the show wasn't told from his perspective. I understand why they did that, but I feel like they shot themselves in the foot trying to tell this big grand story, but limiting it to one single perspective.
yeah. I totally
Because
agree because there's like so much that can be done if there was just one episode where it wasn't in his perspective.
and you can point to the flashback episodes as that kind of thing, like
Yeah,
the new Crystal Gems with Connie and Peridot, which is a really great episode. I know some people didn't like it because it was like nothing happened, and I was like, bitch, we just got out of a human zoo. Like it's okay, we can calm down and just have some fucking car wash hijinks. It's okay. I
yeah.
needed a cool down from that, so I was okay with that plot.
Can we talk about r- um the the scene where
Use words.
Steven pulled out his phone when he was next to his fake mom, fake news, and he just couldn't see his mom in the camera.
Right.
Yeah, because
What do you
you
want to speak about?
brain this up privately
Brought. You mean
once, and
brought?
it's uh yeah, it's really interesting because why couldn't he see her?
It's this idea that technology, that human technology at the very least, doesn't affect or doesn't interact with gems. But it's weird because I understand what they were trying to get at, but technology. It's hard to word this because technology, as it is it seems to work as it does because it's still seen through our own, ocular nerves or whatever. And phones can still pick up light and reflections and shit, you know?
Yeah,
So why so it just makes the gems seem like magical mythical creatures rather than, reflections of light. Um so it is kind of a weird idea that the phone couldn't see, like, I understood it was like a thematic thing of just like, oh, but she's not really there. Like, I understood why they did it. Maybe it could have been done. Shit, Discord. I need to fucking turn that off. Hold on. Shut up! Shut up, person on Discord. I'm a professional. Fuck. How do I go? Here we go. There we go. Alright, sorry, but I should have done that before we started recording. My bad. I'll remember that in future podcasts. Yeah, I understood why they did it, but at the same time, I don't know. I feel like they could have done it in a better way. Because, phones and cameras pick up light. So unless it's this thing where it's all in Steven's head, man, which also doesn't make sense because if it was all in his head, when he had Connie in the room, she shouldn't have been able to see his stuff too. Unless it projects in everybody's head at the same time. Then we're getting to some quantum level, like, what the fuck sort of thing. And if that's the case, then fine, whatever, but why does it work for humans and gems? Wasn't the room designed for gems, so why does it work for humans?
Yeah,
There's a lot of plot holes here.
Yeah,
I'm
there's
just
a
saying.
lot of just.
It should have just been like Steven goes in and it's complete and utter darkness, like he sees nothing. Because I like the episodes that are in Steven's room. Besides, the recent one, and I have my problems with it, but people have the right to enjoy it. Whatever, that's fine. I personally just thought it was superfluous, but I thought it would have been a much more fascinating thing if Steven, like, if they were like, oh, this is Rose's room, and then Steven goes in and it's just black. It's just nothing in there. And the gems are like, you can't, and they can see it, but Steven's like, I can't. There's nothing in there. It's an empty room. That would have been much more fascinating to me. And
that would have been...
It wouldn't have created plots, sure, but it would have advanced this idea of, like, it would have established more of a universe, no pun intended, for the world that we're in.
Or not even just it being completely black. Maybe it's just kind of like a faded thing that he can barely see. That
could work too. Or maybe it's just like, maybe not complete darkness, but just like think of an asylum, sort of like white wall, boxy room with nothing in it, just complete emptiness, and the gems are like, but don't you see this and that? And like Amethyst is going around picking up like invisible objects that Steven can't see. That kind of thing.
Yeah.
Oh man. Should we talk about Lion 4, or is that illegal? Are we not allowed to talk about that?
Which one is Lion 4?
The one that was leaked online. Do you think we're allowed to talk about that?
I can't really remember that one that well. Because I kind of did it, like...
Oh my god, that episode.
I did it in a place where, like, I watched it without earbuds on my phone. So I don't remember it that well because I was more focused on other things.
It'll be on TV eventually. I can just say that it was disappointing and boring and bland, and unlike all the other Lion episodes, which were really good. There was the one where he meets Lion, which is this really cool action-packed thing. There was the second Lion one where he was with Connie and
Lion 4.
Yeah, that one.
Yeah.
I don't want to mark on it too much because people probably haven't seen it and might be avoiding spoilers, so I might actually cut that little part that you said right there out. But I will say that it was very underwhelming and bleh. But not everybody, maybe some people will be interested. It just felt like a bait and switch.
Yeah.
But we shouldn't go into specifics there. Although everybody and their mother's probably already seen the episode. But anyways. Anyways, I was saying all the other Lion episodes were interesting in some way. It was Lion 1, where he meets Lion and they get the sand gem. Back when the show was cool and did interesting things and had, like cool things happen. And it wasn't just, I don't know.
Yeah, I know what you mean.
Them faffing about in a barn.
Faffing?
Faffing.
Faffing is a good word. I rate
it sure is. Then Lion 2 is where they saw the armory. And that was really cool with all the weapons and the armor, which is probably never going to come into play. Eh. I hope it does. I hope it's like this big war thing, and Steven's like, everybody, I know a place we can get the fighting things, and then they go and he gets all, and he gets them, and then he gets the stuff, and then they all put on armor, and all the people of Beach City put on the armor, and they all get involved. Probably won't happen. They're just going to completely forget about that with how the writing's been lately, but we'll see. Maybe they'll make up for it. Who knows? We don't know what the future of the fortune holds. So we'll see. We'll see what happens. I really don't want it to be forgotten. Lion 3, the prequel, right?
Yeah, probably.
Because Lion 2 is like Lion 2 is straight to DVD. Hold on, let me look up these goddamn episodes.
Lion 2 is straight to video.
Yes, straight to video.
And
you
then
tell how prepared we are.
Lion 3.
The prequel, it's like
No, Lion 3 is straight to video, and Lion 2 is the movie.
The movie. Yeah, Stephen and Connie tried to ride him to the theater. Gem Armory. That was a really cool episode. I love that episode. Any episode with Connie, I love to death. Lion keeps lying on Steven's face. Yeah, that's where he discovers that it's a pocket dimension. I was like, what the fuck? It was a really cool episode. Maybe there was a Lion 4 that I forgot about. I'm pretty sure Lion 4 is the most recent one. I love how all of the Lion episodes were in fucking season 1. There's Lion 4 alternate ending. There's apparently episode names and descriptions. Have you seen these yet?
No, I don't think so.
Alright, so we're going to talk about some, I guess these are technically spoilery things. These are episodes that are going to be, they're all in 4 days. It's a bomb format again? Really? Okay.
Boo!
They're all going to be leaked online anyways. Whatever. All in just like fun in the last bomb. That went so well. Whatever. Yeah, it's going to be a bomb format, basically. And then it's going to go on hiatus for another 2 months.
Oh.
So let's see here. So if you don't want to be spoiled on episode titles, I'll leave a timestamp for when we're done talking about them. And you can skip to there. Or whatever. I'll put it on the screen. I don't know if annotations are still a thing, so whatever. Anyways, so Lion 4 alternate ending. We know about that one.
Yeah.
Dug Out. Doug as in D-O-U-G, as in Douglas.
Stop.
Stephen and Connie.
End you.
Stephen and Connie joined Connie's father on a stakeout. Interesting. A stakeout for what? Probably crime. Crimes? Episode after that is The Good Lars. So we've gotten the new Lars, and now we have the good Lars. And I'm totally okay with Lars not getting any more fucking episodes!
What about the neutral Lars?
I don't care about Lars anymore.
Yeah, I don't really care about Lars. I've never really cared about Lars.
I don't. Why does he have so many episodes dedicated to him? I know people are gonna be like, but he's a character. I don't care. Okay, I know some people do. Fine, whatever. I'm pretty sure it's well established among most people in this goddamn fandom that we really don't care about this character. We don't.
Yes.
It might be like the description is only Steven, Lars, and Sadie get invited to a party with the cool kids. So it might be a thing where they're setting up for the big plot where things start going to shit. Fine, whatever. And the stakeout's probably going to be fucking Connie's dad seeing a UFO zipping by. Like that, just and they're going to be like, whoa, what was that? Oh my god. And Steven's going to be like,
oh no, it's gone.
And it's gone. And that's probably going to be that. And then the good Lars is going to be where the abductions start happening. Are You My Dad?
Are You My Dad?
It's the name of the whole fucking episode. People are disappearing from Beach City, and Steven tries to solve the mystery. So that's where shit starts getting real, I guess. And then I Am My Mom.
Oh.
And Steven struggles to fix his mistakes. Oh my god, are we really doing this? This really does seem endgamey. It really does.
Yeah.
Maybe it's just... It probably won't be the diamonds. It'll probably be some fucking it's those 2 new gems. So it's probably just going to be some insurgents team that's doing some intel and invading and doing shit, whatever. Blue Diamond recognizes the humans or whatever the fuck, and they're capturing more of them. I don't know. But it's probably not going to launch into a diamond war. It's not going to launch into an actual full-scale explosion thing. It's going to be a bomb, and then everybody's going to come back and pretend like nothing happened, and we're going to have a bunch of fluff episodes again. Except hopefully something interesting happens in them. Jesus Christ.
I pray.
So that's it. That's that. And this is where we come back from the spoilery stuff. And that's pretty much all I'm going to say about that for now. Those are my predictions for the new episodes, what's going to happen, based off titles and the promo. So yeah, should we change gears here? Let's hop on our segue.
Who?
I stole that. Not going to say from who, but I stole it. On to a little bit more of a broader topic. Let's talk about the current status of the fandom.
Oh no. How about
we got to talk about this. We got to talk about it. It doesn't matter what we say, we're going to piss someone off. I understand this going forward. It's okay.
I don't care about pissing someone off. It's just kind of like I would not be the best person to talk about it because I'm not on Tumblr that much, and I don't follow a lot of people who do Steven Universe stuff.
You're better for it. I've shown you shit though.
You've shown me shit, so I kind of know about it. I'll try to put as much input into it as I can.
Well, you can just speak about this as a general thing because this is a general sense that's going on the internet in general.
Yeah.
But I'm not gonna speak to that because that's a whole other fucking podcast. I'm gonna try and keep this on the subject of Steven Universe and keep politics out of this shit. So we're just gonna talk about fandom politics, as it were, of essentially. Let me check some things here. Make sure we're in the good. Yeah, we're in the good. Okay. Recently, this seems recent to me because I didn't dive into the deep web Steven Universe fandom until, I don't know, a couple months ago, 3-4 months ago, when I started to kind of get dissatisfied with how the show was going and what was going on with it. So I looked at some blogs, and there were some people, saying, oh, some things aren't going well, plot lines haven't been followed, etc., etc. There was nitpicky things like, oh, the colors aren't good, and I'm just like, I agree. I've never liked the fact that the character heights were inconsistent, and people bring up the same fucking argument. I was like, the Crewniverse just follows a general guideline, man. There's no fucking, thing, and it's like, okay, but that's fucking stupid, and no other show does that because it looks like shit, okay?
Yeah.
You can't just have a character be 6 foot tall in one episode, or fuck it, within the first half of one episode, and then the next they're fucking 4 foot whatever, and it doesn't make any sense. You can't have Steven able to reach his counters in season 1, and then in season 4 he needs a goddamn stool to reach them.
Yeah,
what the fuck happened?
Why is he shrinking?
There's the gravity from the foot that didn't affect him before. Oh, it's because he went through the age thing of the bullshit. He went back to normal. That was what was, because the shirt fit. The shirt fit, so he went back to normal. The shirt would have been baggy on him if he didn't go back to normal, because Connie bought him for his size. Also, the argument of Steven not being as chubby anymore, I just chalk that up to lazy drawings and animation. There's a lot of people. We'll get into that in a second. But yeah, I dived into that, and I kind of saw what people were getting at. The high inconsistencies, like Buddy's book. I brought this up to you when we watched Buddy's book. It infuriated me that Jamie, this tall ass 5 foot whatever the fuck, who is being represented in this story, in the first time you saw him, he was just totally normal.
Yeah, he was
I'm Jamie.
I'm Jamie.
And then they show him going on his adventure, and he's
as big as his body.
he was fine. He was a fucking munchkin. Like, what happened? This was within the same episode. All of a sudden, he's a goddamn toddler walking through the desert, and then he's fine when he like, oh, it's stylistic, and it's like, no, it's just inconsistent. It like, if it was stylistic, it would be. This isn't fucking Fully Cooley. Like, we're not going through 20 different art styles in an episode. It's just, it's not experimental, man. It's just lazy.
Yeah.
I hate the excuses people make. It's just like they should have just made some kind of chart and stuck with it. Now we have Peridot with her hair twice the size of her fucking body. And to his credit, whoever did that, I don't remember. I think it was like, I don't remember the animator that did that, the storyboard or whatever the fuck. Was it Ian?
I think
I thought he didn't work on the show anymore.
But
Or am I thinking of someone else?
it might have been.
I think there's two guys like that work on the show. But yeah, there was like, he made a joke out of it, and I was like, all right, well, at least you took it in stride, and it looked like he was making a joke out of it and kind of like going a wink and going, I'll make sure I kind of don't do that anymore from now on. At least I hope that's what he was getting at, and he wasn't just like making fun of the fandom for pointing something out. I'm pretty sure he was just having fun with it and going, I won't do that from now on.
Yeah.
But then it happened again. Lapis's hair like grew a mind of its own on Room for Ruby several times throughout the episode. Her hair has been like, what the fuck? And it's like, it doesn't even make sense since gems have a light sort of thing, you know what I mean? They showed her reading like a hair book, so I guess you could use that as a way of going, well, she just wants to experiment with hairstyles. And it's like, well, okay, why doesn't she have like super long hair? Why doesn't she have super short hair? Why is it just messy, mullet, and just Elvis pompadour? Like, what are we doing? Like, if it was like she wanted to experiment with hairstyles, you'd have them radically different. She would be like braided or stuff like that. But no, it just kind of looks like people don't know how to fucking draw her hair anymore.
Yeah, it's
inconsistent. So people will go, oh, that's nitpicking, and it's like, from a story perspective, yes, it is very much nitpicking because it doesn't affect the plot, it doesn't affect the characters. So yes, but it's still a visual medium. We're watching the show, so when shit like that happens, it's jarring. We go, wait, what? Why? What? Why does Steven need a stool? Why is Lapis's hair twice as what? Why is it normal now? What's going on? When there's no rhyme or reason for it happening, it just gets kind of disorienting, and people will fucking notice it and go, what the fuck, you know?
Yeah.
That's... Go ahead.
Yeah, it's really distracting because it's very obvious. It's not like it's subtle.
No.
That's all I have to say.
It's okay. I was just making sure you got all these. I don't like talking over you. So yeah, those are the criticisms where I was like, yeah, okay. And then people were pointing out like plot holes and like various other things. I can't get into specifics because there were so many specific things. So I got into that for a while. And the moment that I jumped off the ship was when people were digging a little too deep into things. I remember making a post saying, and it's still up, about how like it was basically a response to people saying the crew that made the show, the Crewniverse as it were, are racist.
Yeah.
And like insert ist and ism, like ableist, like fatphobic, homophobic. Homophobic was the one where I was like, what the fuck?
Yeah,
like, that was the one
like
that
wait a minute.
Oh my god, my head's spinning. Like, what are you talking about? Those are the people you just ignore, because it's just like you're saying like storyboard artists were queer baiting, like Lauren Zook was queer baiting, and say whatever the fuck you want about Lauren Zook. I'm not too big of a fan of her for my own reasons that I won't bother getting into, because everybody has their shitty pickles and whatever. But they started saying she was queer baiting, and I was just like, no, I think she was just kind of self-inserting and just trying to push a ship that she liked. I don't think she was doing it to queer bait. I think she was just doing it because she had like this, she wanted her ship to be a canon in the show, because she's a notorious shipper, which, you know, Lauren Zook is a great example of why you shouldn't hire on fans as storyboarders. That's a bad idea.
Yeah, it's
I don't know.
not the smartest idea.
Maybe other shows did it and it worked. I don't know. But from Steven Universe perspective, where the fandom is this fucking rabid, maybe it's not a good idea.
Yeah.
That's my perspective, not necessarily correct, but it just, from what we've seen, it just seemed like a bad idea. So that's all I'll say on Lauren Zook, whatever. She's not on the show anymore. Fuck it. Who cares? They were saying people were like, that kind of stuff where I was just like, I kind of, but not really. There's other outside factors, but it's like, and then they'll just use that as like a fucking catch-22 and be like, no, but if she's doing that, then she's queerbaiting, and she just doesn't know it. It's like, okay, I don't think Lauren Zook went in there with this fucking. She's also like a gay, non-binary. She's gay, right? She's non-binary.
She's definitely LGBT.
Yeah, we can say that for a fact. I'm not gonna go into my thoughts on gender roles because nobody will like that. But gender roles, gender pronouns, stuff like that. I'll keep that to myself. Nobody wants to hear about it, unless they do. In which case, why? Why would you? Like, why would you want to listen to this guy's opinions on stuff? Fuck it. But why would this woman do that? Why would this fucking LGBT woman queerbait?
Yeah.
It doesn't like unintentionally or not. She was literally just trying to write a relationship within the show that she wanted to see. And while it was kind of stupid to do that because it went against other plot threads, that was my main problem. Not that it wasn't like, oh, I don't like this ship. I have my problems with it, whatever. The reason I have problems with it is because it was fucking shoved down our throats. That's my main issue for not liking it. Fandom be damned, whatever. It was just like, you have to like this because they're so... It's like, Jesus Christ. They're in a barn.
I'm gonna throw this at you. You better fucking catch it.
But what if I don't want to? Too bad. Just be like Bob in the episode and just watch it go overhead. It's like, whatever. But yeah, I say but yeah way too much. I'm aware of that. That's just my transition message. There's a lot of stuff like that in the show that I just don't agree with. I don't agree with the queer baiting argument. It's just, she done fucked it. And her argument was like, I wanted to see a powerful gay couple be represented. And I was like, Lauren, I think you forgot about Ruby and Sapphire. But okay, whatever. Fuck you.
Yeah.
God damn it, woman. I want to not be upset at you because I don't think you're a terrible person. But you say shit like that, and also all the other stuff that was leaked on you, that was her, even though people like to deny that it was her. It makes it hard. It makes it very hard when you're comparing Rebecca Sugar to Donald Trump and Hitler. It's like, what are you doing? Stop. No, that's what we hate. We hate people that do that. Don't compare everybody to Hitler. That's bad. That's not a good idea. It's like comparing people to Martin Luther King Jr. It's like, don't. It's okay. Unless they're actually, ending segregation on some level. You just stop. Anyways.
Not a very smart idea.
So yeah, that was the critical community started to turn into, this show is racist because they're not paying attention to the black-coded characters that I like. So it's racist show. It's racism. And it's like, I don't follow at all. I don't get it. I kind of was sort of like, okay, Bismuth was mistreated, but I mean, narratively it made sense. It sucked the way she was treated. I don't think she should have been treated that way, but that's just kind of how the narrative went. It's not like Steven felt good about doing it. He was very obviously traumatized by that, as was shown in Mindful Education.
Yeah,
he didn't like that he
that
did
was one of the big problems he had.
Yeah, and people are like, oh, they're just shoving it aside. It's like, yeah, and Steven feels like shit for doing it, but it's just like, what is he gonna do? Bismuth is obviously fucking she's completely detached from the current reality. That was established. Like, it's if we're getting away from like the war thing, she was just like she was 1,000 however many years. I don't know. It was obvious before Steven existed. Garnet was around, so I don't know what the timeline is. It's very confusing. To me, anyways. Maybe someone has a definitive timeline that's whatever. But from what I understand, I she just was not attached. The war was still happening, basically. And the war is over. And she's still in wartime sort of thought. I think it would have been interesting to keep her around and see how they dealt with that. I really do hate how they brought a character on and then got rid of them within the same episode. They've done that like 3 times now. And it's getting kind of annoying.
And let's not like, even mention that Bloodstone thing.
Let's not. We all know what that was about. And we all hated it. That was a Cartoon Network ploy. I completely blame Cartoon Network for that. Now, admittedly, that drawing looks like it was done by a Steven Universe storyboarder, so maybe you can. Maybe Steven Universe did. Maybe the crew did have something to do with that. But I'm pretty sure that Cartoon Network was just trying to drum up publicity because they knew the show. Like, they knew it was going around that it was a Ronaldo episode or something. So, like, they were like, oh, people aren't going to watch this. Let's try to bring ratings up a little bit and, like, tempt. So that was just a shitty marketing ploy.
But hey, if it was done by a storyboarder, if there was a Bloodstone, at least now we know what their gem would look like.
Hey, fuck you. And then the whole Ruby thing, where it was just like, oh, we're... Like, I knew from the fucking beginning of the episode that she was just going to betray them, but still, like, it's shitty to even, like, call it room for Ruby. Like, fuck you. I thought I was going to see the Ruby's room in the goddamn, in the temple. And we could have had maybe some more, maybe had some more backstory on Ruby or Sapphire or both of them, or both of them. And just had a nice, like, we know how they met and stuff, but I'd like to know what Ruby's life was like before she met Sapphire and was on that mission. I would like to know, like, their roles and things before they met. That would be interesting.
Like, we know what their general role was, but we don't know what they really,
like, tell a story. Tell, like, the biggest battle that Ruby was ever in. I don't remember. Was Ruby a new soldier? Was she, like, fresh out the ground and this was her first mission? I don't remember.
It didn't say, I don't think.
If it was, then whatever. I guess we can brush that under the rug as okay. This is the first thing she ever did. I may be completely wrong though. I know. I don't know. I'd have to watch the episode again. But if she was fresh out of the ground and that was her first mission, fair enough. That would also explain why she went up against the Authority. But I feel like they wouldn't let new gems do that. But at the same time, they assume new gems the role, and they don't think they're going to go outside the box, and that's kind of the point. Blah blah blah. Whatever. But it would have still been interesting to see a room. And just hung out with them and just had a fun little thing with them instead of 15 minutes of okay, we know what's going to happen. We literally know what's going to happen. I can see this coming a mile away. But let's just have Lapis being upset for the 12 minutes. Cool
and good. Yep.
Love it. Peridot was useless. All right.
Really loved that writing. Yum yum.
Okay, we're becoming criticals again.
It's just a couple episodes.
It's just the recent
really
stuff.
Get you. Like, I'm fine with the rest. I think they're just fine. I don't think they're good. I don't think they're bad.
I don't like the people that are retroactively going back and saying the whole show is shit. As of from recent stuff, it's like, oh, now the whole show sucks. It's like, nah, fuck, you're just bandwagoning.
No.
Get the fuck out of here. I still love the first 3 seasons. Just season 4 has been bumpy. It hasn't been completely bad because, like I said, I liked New Crystal Gems. Let me look here. These new I loved the arc of like Adventures in Light Distortion made me super uncomfortable, but that whole thing with Steven's Dream, 3 Gems and a Baby is really good. I didn't like Gem Harvest. Onion Gang can die in a fire. Kindergarten Kid. I didn't mind it too much. It was funny at the very least. I felt bad for Peridot throughout the whole thing.
I felt so bad for Peridot.
It's just like, stop beating her up. Like, I get it. I get why you're doing this.
You only have to do it like 1 or 2 times.
Smash her with a rock several times. There's a car outside that beeped really loudly. My mic probably picked that up. Know Your Fusion. I remember being disappointed with that, but I look back at it and I'm kind of okay with it.
Yeah.
We at least got to see Smoky Quartz again, and she wasn't just a one-time thing.
Yeah.
Fuck Buddy's book. All right. Mindful.
Fuck Buddy's book.
But Baxter, what about that?
Stop.
What about the thing with the it hinted at the thing in the book with the spider chair thing.
You said fuck Buddy's book.
Am I missing something?
Never mind.
Get your mind out of the gutter, woman.
Never.
Mindful Education is a great episode. Future Boy Zoltron. We got more Mr. Smiley. I like Mr. Smiley, so I like that we got a little bit more backstory on him and we got kind of where he's from. So I didn't mind it too much. I know a lot of people didn't like it because it wasn't plot, but whatever. I liked it. Last one out of Beach City, I've seen people complaining about. I'm going to complain about that episode if they never bring the fucking woman back, which they're still not doing. Let's introduce a new character and never bring them back, and then fucking do song and dance of like, oh, but no character ever disappears completely. They're always brought back. It's like, well, then fucking prove it. Why are you holding off on this fuck? It should have been literally last one out of Beach City, and then you follow up on that plot. You continue it until it's fucking done, because that shouldn't be something that goes on for 2 seasons. It should be Pearl interacts with human, something happens, the end. It's a 3-episode arc and it's done. Like, why are they dragging it out? Why are they not addressing this? It just doesn't seem. It's so confusing. I don't understand.
Yeah, it's frustrating.
Also, when is Amethyst gonna have a human? I'm just saying. Garnet had one. We know how that went. I'm not saying it has to go well.
Getting my Purple a human.
Fucking now Pearl has had one. Come on. Have her invent a character for her. Just have it something. I don't know how it would go. That's up to them. But just come on.
Maybe Amethyst is Onion's
What?
mom.
Can we not with this shit?
Like, not
What
like that,
if-
though.
What?
Like,
What are you
not in a
talking about?
romantic way.
What are you talking about then?
Like, the one episode.
The one where she's paintings?
Yeah.
Fucking, what was that episode? Room for Onion?
Room for Onion? Onion joins the Crystal Gems. Madeline, yeah, I remember that clearly.
What the fuck if though? God damn it. Goddamn Onion Gang. I hate that. I hate that episode. I fucking hate it. Because it's trying to make Onion sympathetic. And it's like, fuck you. Just leave him as a little weirdo who just causes chaos and whatever.
And whatever.
I liked him like that. He was mysterious. He was weird, and then they make him fucking cry and be sympathetic. Like fuck you.
Make
Just
Onion
fine.
Satan again, 2017.
Honestly, he was so good as that. He was so good as just a wild card character. He didn't know what the fuck he was gonna do. That was his best. But no, let's have an episode where he cries about not having friends. It's like fuck off. Come on. I don't know. Sorry. And then people are like, oh, this episode's about the Diamond Rebellion. It's a metaphor for the thing. It's it doesn't, I don't care. It's boring. It's annoying. It just drags on too long. Nothing fucking happens. I don't like it.
Good.
People are going to hate me for trashing on the show. I don't care. Anyways, let's get back to the fandom.
The vandalism.
The Vandal fandom. This has been going on for almost an hour. We should probably tie this up. So basically what I wanted to say was that the people that are saying the show is racist, fucking, I don't agree. Like, they can make as many fucking weird theories as they want. I just don't buy into it. And then when you try to like talk to them about it, it's always just like, well, you're just some cis white person. You have no basis upon this subject matter because you're just white men explaining the situation of the. You couldn't possibly understand the strife. It's like it's a fucking kids show. Can you go and take this attitude where it fucking matters? I don't know. I'm just so tired of it, man. I don't see it as often because I stopped following these people, and I just got so done with it because they don't have any evidence. It's just like my character that I code is black, even though the gems don't have. Can we talk about this black coding bullshit real quick?
Yeah.
Can we talk about this?
Yeah.
Because like coding is a completely subjective thing that people have made objective somehow. Because like I've seen people refer to Amethyst as black, and I was like, she's always been Hispanic to me, and that's still meaningless because she's a purple space alien. But then people will go, oh no man, but the coding, it's coded in a code way, we're coding code. And it's like, oh, well, can you show me the manual for this shit where the crew universe said that, oh, it doesn't have to be explicitly stated, man. It's subtext, man. It's like, oh, fuck off, God. And they use it as like this fucking grenade to be like, oh, this is how they're racist because they're giving Lapis all the attention and not paying attention to like Garnet and Amethyst. And it's like, well, first of all, they did. What do you want them to do? What do you want them to do for the characters? What do you want Garnet to do? What? What do you want her to do? She was in Mindful Education and played a very important role in that episode, but I guess she just doesn't matter. At a certain point, you have to start wondering, like, are these people just not seeing it for the convenience of their own purposes? You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like, are they just saying these things just to be just to get offended, just to be a part of outrage culture? Because that's essentially what it's become to me. And it's getting to the point where they're fucking tearing people down and making people deactivate, and it's just been a mess, and it's gross, and I hate seeing it.
Definitely not a good thing.
Man. But yeah, it's the coding thing that I've never understood, and I'm sure people will fucking explain it to me if I ever post this in a place. But it's just like, it's a subjective thing, because there's no, unless they fucking play up stereotypes within the characters. The only reason I ever saw Amethyst as Hispanic is because she spoke Spanish once. That's not even a legitimate reason. It's just, okay, she shouted me torta. There you go.
Bye.
They don't look the certain race that people code them at. Like, you could make the argument for Garnet because Afro, but it's square, so it's like, okay. Amethyst, I don't even know, like, how you perceive her as any race. She just looks like a person. Pearl, you can code as white because she's literally white.
Yeah.
So sure, go for it. Like, I understand that. That's fine, whatever. But Lapis also being white, I'm just like, well, I don't know. I saw a really nice art of her being like in human form as like Filipino, and I always really liked that.
Yeah,
I don't know why.
like Filipino Lapis.
I don't know. But people are just saying she's white, and I'm just like, okay, maybe to you. I never saw her like that. I feel like you're just calling her Filipino so you can, like, once again, you can push your narrative of, oh, the show is racist because they're focusing on the white characters. They're focusing on Lapis. That makes her white. It's like, huh? What? I will admit, there is character favoritism. They've given a lot of focus to Pearl, and I really wish they would focus on developing some of the other characters. We need an
I'm
Amethyst
glad we've had so much focus on a character to know a lot of their backstory and why they act the way they do, but there's a point where it's like, now we just need to focus on another character.
I agree. I like Pearl's episodes. Some of her episodes are some of my favorites in the show, just because of the subjects they deal with. Like, subtract the race and the whatever, just based on the plot and what the subjects they deal with and how well they deal with them. It's just fantastic. Like, I think it's either Rose's sword or Rose's scabbard, something like that. The one where she just, like, Steven almost fucking dies.
The
Like, I
one
get
where
it, that was
she's like, you didn't know her, and then the painting falls, right?
It was so good. It's
Yeah.
melodramatic, admittedly, but like I like it because of how it was delivered and how the ending was delivered and how it wasn't necessarily a happy ending. It was just kind of like, well, Pearl has this baggage. I guess we're gonna have to be dealing with this for a while. You know, I liked how they dealt with that. It was really, really well done. But like it's just been like, okay, now let's focus on Pearl again. Now let's focus on Pearl again. Now let's focus. It's like, can we stop though? Maybe a little bit. And we did for a little bit. We got Amethyst episodes. We got the one where I guess Garnet and Pearl left for a reason. I don't remember why, but they left for a reason. And then Amethyst was just hanging out with Connie and Steven, and that's where Jasper appeared. And then she got the shit kicked out of her, and she realized she wasn't good enough or whatever. And then we had Steven versus Amethyst. That was a really good episode.
Yeah.
I feel like there was one more episode that I'm forgetting with her. Or was it just 2 episodes? I'm gonna look. I got the episode list.
I don't know. I need to rewatch most of Steven Universe.
Yeah, I think it just Crack the Whip and Steven versus Amethyst. So there were 2 episodes dedicated to her arc. I thought there was one more, but there's really only 2. That's too bad. So yeah, you could say that because like fucking Pearl arc was like fucking 5, 6 of it. Felt like that. It felt like a lot. The one between her and Garnet, the Sardonyx bomb or whatever.
Yeah.
What was that? Where was that? I really like, what was it? The Keystone Motel? That's another one of my favorites.
Oh, I love Keystone Motel.
It's a good episode. Fantastic. Deals with some real shit. But yeah, that was for a while. Jesus, when did that start? When did that shit start? Hold up. While the crystal gems chase after Peridot. It's one of the... No. Say Uncle. We don't talk about Say Uncle. Oh, Cry for Help. Cry for Help is when it starts. And Keystone Motel. Oh, it was really only 2 episodes. Maybe not. No. It was just ignored for a couple episodes. And then Friendship was where it ended.
Yeah.
So she had 3 episodes. So it wasn't really that long. The thing about Pearl arcs is for whatever reason they put episodes between them before like they fucking end them, which is just makes it seem like Pearl's arc is going on for a long time, but it really isn't. It's just being fragmented. That's what I've noticed anyways. This one has just been the longest fragmentation of a character arc I have ever seen. It's ridiculous. Just fucking finish it. Just make it so she goes on a date with the girl, doesn't work out, the end. She learns a valuable lesson and moves on from Rose, or whatever the fuck they're trying to do with that. That was another plot that they never finished. This Pearl can't date a human, are you kidding me? She could for a little while, but things are gonna go wrong. It's Pearl. This isn't Rose we're talking about here, this is Pearl. She's neurotic and obsessive compulsive. It ain't gonna work out. Anyways, I think that's just about all I wanted to say on the racial coding thing. It's pretty much just, hey, it's subjective. Whether you say it is or not, it just is. Because not everybody agrees. And people will draw them one way or the other, whether or not you say so. So, you can code them however you want, but just don't code them in a way to push a fucking agenda, because that's gross.
Yeah,
it's gross to do that.
It's not cool, man.
Ugh. So, yeah, man. I think that's really all we got. This is about an hour-long podcast. That's pretty good. So I guess we're gonna do a little bit of an outro here. The music's gonna start fading in from the background, and we're just gonna end it here. Thanks for talking.
It's gonna be a close.
Thanks for letting me talk over you for an hour, Sydney. I really appreciate.
There's gonna be a close-up. No, something.
It's just been It's just been a static image for an hour.
The static image.
No, don't make me have extra work. I gotta do this in Movie Maker.